Alrighty guys, we're back for some Urabrask Exile, and this is a March of the Machine, the Aftermath Standard Brew. We're going to go over the deck, then hop right into some ranked, but first things first, for anyone who may not know, I'm Redcat and I play aggro decks and any decks with red in them as well, so I hope that sounds fun to you. Also, we do got that Discord link down in the description if you're interested in joining that up. Okay, what do we got in the build here? Well, we got Nalaar, Consul of Revival. It's a 2-mana, 2/3 legendary creature. Thopters you control have haste. Whenever you play a land from exile or cast a spell from exile, create a 1/1 colorless Thopter artifact creature token with flying. Okay, to pair with this, we also have Rocco, Street Chef. This is a 3-mana, 2/4, rocking all the Naya colors up there. It's a legendary creature. At the beginning of your end step, each player exiles the top card of their library. Hopefully that benefits you more than the opponent. Until your next end step, each player may play the card they exiled this way. Whenever a player plays a land from exile or casts a spell from exile, you put a +1/+1 counter on target creature and create a food token. Nice. So a food token is a token artifact. And for 2, you can tap it, sack it, and you gain 3 life. Alright, not half bad, guys. So we have a lot to pair with Rocco and Nalaar. So what are they? Wrenn's Resolve, all 4 of them. 2-mana sorcery, exile the top 2 cards of your library until the end of your next turn. You may play those cards. Reckless Impulse, the exact same card with a different name. I got a couple of them in here. Also have March of the Reckless Joy. This is an X and a red instant speed. Adds an additional cost to cast this spell. You may exile any number of red cards from your hand. This spell costs 2 less to cast for each card exiled this way. Exile the top X cards of your library. You may play up to 2 of those cards until the end of your next turn. Not half bad, guys. So we also have Nahiri's Warcrafting in here, which is a 3-mana sorcery. Deals 5 damage to target creature, planeswalker, or battle. Look at the top X cards of your library, where X is the excess damage dealt this way. You may exile one of those cards, put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. You may play the exiled card this turn. Okay, so that's everything that exiles and works well with Rocco and Nalaar here. But this is actually an Urabrask build as well. So we have all 4 Urabrask on the top end. It's a 4-mana 4/4 first strike, and whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, Urabrask deals 1 damage to target opponent, then you add 1 red mana. For 1 red mana, you can exile Urabrask, then return it to the battlefield transformed under its owner's control. Activate only as a sorcery, and only if you cast 3 or more instant and or sorcery spells this turn, which I don't think is going to be that difficult in this build, guys. I gotta be real with ya. Okay, let's go over everything else packed in here. We have a single Strangle. It's pretty decent early removal, guys. It really is. It can hit planeswalkers too, which is nice. 3 damage is a lot of damage sometimes. So all 4 play with fires. You guys know it. It's terrific. All 4 Ancestral Angers. Honestly, packed in a deck like this that's exiling a lot, whenever you exile an Ancestral Anger, it just happens to be really good because you play the Ancestral Anger and then you get that card draw off of it. Just in case it is, I'll go over it real quick. It's 1-mana sorcery. Target creature gains trample and gets +X/+0 until end of turn, where X is 1 plus the number of cards named Ancestral Anger in your graveyard. So obviously this pairs really well with the Urabrask as well. Kind of sort of pairs well with the Rocco too, since we're getting extra counters onto our creatures with the Rocco. You know, giving the whatever you're buffing trample sounds really good. Actually, it kind of pairs really well with the Consul of Revival too, because you can always plug that Ancestral Anger extra damage onto a Thopter and fly on in that way too. So nice. What else do we got in here, guys? We have 3 lightning strikes. Just 3 damage to any target is terrific. At instant speed at that, right? Single Abrade in here, destroying a target artifact is gonna come in handy very often. You know, take out a Reckoner Bankbuster or something like that. You guys know there's a lot of great artifacts. Oh my goodness, is that everything? Woo! Oh, Invasion of Kaldheim. This is a 4-mana battle siege with 4 defense counters. When Invasion of Kaldheim enters the battlefield, exile all cards from your hand, then draw that many cards. Until the end of your next turn, you may play cards exiled this way. So that's going to pair really well with everything in here, huh? If you ever do end up flipping it, it flips into Pyre of the World Tree, which is an enchantment. Discard a land card. Pyre of the World Tree deals 2 damage to any target. Whenever you discard a land card, exile the top card of your library. You may play that card this turn. So overall, this could be really good in here. We might actually want more of them, but I opted for 1 this time, and I almost forgot to go over it too, right? So having 3 colors in a deck, the mana base looks like a mess, but I promise I thought about it for a little bit. Battlefield Forge and the Forest is what I opted for as the early game land, which hopefully doesn't do too much damage to us, guys. I'll tell you what, the opponents are really plugging in that damage to our face, so hopefully the Forest and the Forge don't end up killing us before we get to do the cool things. Couple Veils, all 4 Sundown Pass, because we actually have more cards that have white in it than green, obviously, and then 3 Jetmir's Garden hopefully won't slow us down too much. Seat of the Empire is extra removal, and Who Endures can help us clean up enchantments and artifacts as well. Honorable mentions, guys. Since it was 3 colors and we're mainly red, I thought a lot about like Goldhound and Riveteer's Requisitioner, but I think adding cards like this would have taken away from part of the soul of the deck, I guess, and how are we going to fit this in? You know what I mean? I thought about Big Score. Big Score could work wonders with Urabrask, but yeah, not this time around. Thought about Stoke the Flame because we're going to be generating extra Thopters potentially off of the Consul, but I think overall we're going to get stuck on Stoke the Flame more often than not. Then I added the Copperline Gorge in here just to remind me to go over the fact that we're running all the Pain lands, so... Okay, guys, is that everything? I believe so. Let's go ahead, take it into some ranked, and see how we do. Alright, guys, what am I expecting from the build? I think it's going to be janky, but it's going to be fun, so I'm excited. Guys, what on earth happened? Why did the Aftermath drop early? Does anybody know what on earth happened? So I'm actually recording this at a very different time than I usually record it, so bear with me. Hopefully I can still think through some plays here. Sure, we'll give this a shot. We got early removal and ways to see other cards, so... Yeah, why did the Aftermath drop early, guys? I thought it was going to come out on Thursday, but right now, for me, it's Tuesday. It is Tuesday night. Very weird. Okay, we're going to keep the Play with Fire open. Ooh, we got some Selesnya enchantments. Wow, they're not playing anything. They're holding it back. You know what? I'm just going to hit face then. I want to get that Scry. Ancestral Anger. I mean, sure. Sure, why not? We're going to go right into the Reckless Impulse or the Wrenn's Resolve. Either one would work fine. Yeah. I think we do that. I was thinking, like, if we see an Urabrask off the top, we won't be able to play it next turn, but, well, there's the Urabrask. I mean, I thought about it, but I still think it was worth seeing more off the top instead of not doing anything, especially since everything in hand was sorcery speed too. We would have been essentially doing what the opponent did, though. They just kind of passed without doing anything. Yeah, we could have. It's definitely going to suck that one Urabrask is out of the deck, but we still have 3 more. Weaver of Harmony. Okay. And they pass it on back. Nice. So let's get the Rockfall Vale down. Let's see here. Probably going to be Wrenn's Resolve over here. Oh! I shouldn't have played my land. Why do I always do that, guys? It's always the first match, and then I realize that, yeah, you can hit land off of this. Well, oh well. Hopefully it's not double land, because that would be the punish then, if it's double land. Well, it wasn't. That's good news. Invasion of Kaldheim we can play next turn. Let's get rid of this Weaver and hope that they don't just have a protection open. And if it is protection, we got a bunch of burn packed in, so... It is going to be a little bit of protection, huh? Wow. A Surge of Salvation, actually. That's a little scary. You and permanents you control gain hexproof until end of turn. Prevent all damage that black and or red sources would deal to creatures you control this turn. Scary business, man. It's Swinging in for 5. We're probably in danger. Hey, okay. Crap, we gotta take a damage for the Forge. And then we won't be able to play Invasion of Kaldheim. I think that's fine. Let's do this. Get the Forest down. We get a Thopter. That's cool, man. That's cool. We have Ancestral Anger or Wrenn's Resolve set up for next turn. I think it's going to be Wrenn's Resolve. I'm going to save a blocker back, right? A chump blocker? They could just pick everything up, though, pretty effectively. We don't have Trample. We should save a chump blocker. We're just going to go Wrenn's Resolve, see what we see. Reckless Impulse, Who Endures, nice. Alright, save it back. Reign of Truth, see, they don't have trample, so having that chump blocker is going to be very important. It's a very cool card, guys. This is very cool. We would have seen this earlier. Well, the lifelink on the Naturalist is going to be a pain in the butt, though, huh? Actually, pretty much everything about Selesnya enchantments is going to be a pain in the butt for us. I'm not entirely sure how we get by this. I'm surprised. Oh, there's the trample with Audacity. Dude, we're in trouble, guys. Holy cow. We might as well just take the 11. We might as well. Block, take 10, or just take 11. I mean, I think we know the answer there. Audacity is awful for us. It might be better to try to find removal with a lightning strike off of the impulse. Since this has trample now, I was going to play this first. Play the Reckless Impulse, see what we see. Play the Who Endures. But then we won't have enough if we do find removal for the Naturalist. So I think it's actually going to be Reckless Impulse first and try to find that Lightning Strike. Another Ancestral Anger. Oh boy. Oh boy, guys. That's not good news. Well, if they don't have removal, we still don't survive. Oh wait, yes we do. We can actually play, so Jetmir's Garden can be played next turn. Then we get an extra Thopter here. We hold it back. Reign of Truth doesn't buff the Naturalist this turn. I think we're dead here, but man, there were a lot of options this game. Oh my goodness, guys. And honestly, the Ancestral Angers didn't do too much in this game, but we were kind of on the run from the get-go, unfortunately, even though the opponent had a very slow start overall. It was a very efficient start, I suppose. Wow, no removal? Now did they find it? They just need to hit the Nalaar and then, yeah, and then swing in. GG opponent. Oh, buddy. Well, the mana base didn't hold us up at all. That's good news. That's always important. The trample on the Audacity was kind of sort of perfect, man. If you're running Selesnya enchantments right now, I highly recommend Audacity. Audacity is what we ran. Wow, that was hard for me to say for some reason. That's what we played the last time we played enchantments, and it was kind of an MVP, man. It's good. It's good business. Because even if the opponent ends up exiling the creature, it's just when Audacity hits that grave that you get that card draw, and card draw is very important in a deck like that too. Just keeping enchantments on the board, keep them slamming. If you guys can't tell, I'm very hyped that the new set dropped, but also just like super confused. I rushed to get these decks done, but don't worry, I made sure that they were still constructed to the best of my abilities. A bunch of removal. See, Lightning Strike, that would have been great. Oh, or the Abrade, honestly. Wow, we might actually still be in that game had we seen that. Maybe not, though. They still would have gotten that draw and everything. Alright, keep the Play with Fire open. Because you never know. It could be up against soldiers or something else. Alright, Play with Fire their face again. Let's see what's on the top. Strangle? What do they got here? Dream Root. I'm gonna send the Strangle. If the opponent played something different there, I probably would have kept the Strangle. You know what I mean? If it was like, you know, a Soldier Land type thing, or Mono Red, or anything like that, like Strangle would have been fine. Rot Priest. Ew. Ew. We'll try the Abrade. Let them protect it for the turn. Get the poison rolling now. Yeah, slip out the back. That's until the end of their turn, isn't it? Oh, crap. Well, that's perfect for them. All right, Sundown Pass. We're going to have the mana for the Urabrask. The question is, are we actually going to be able to pull this off? We should wait to see if they tap more of their land before just spamming the lightning strike onto the board. But I'm getting ready. We're gonna try it. Nah, we should try it. We should try it, especially if it's another slip out the back. So much extra poison, guys. Shore up. Ah, oh, jeez. We're in trouble. Oh, no. At least it's not like the usual meta that we've been seeing, though. We're like, you know, Selesnya and Simic isn't incredibly common. Oh, Rocco, nice. That would have been awesome last turn. Oh man. All right, let's try the Urabrask. I think the first strike here is pretty good. I just hope, yeah, oh, it hit. I was hoping it wasn't going to be a make disappear because they had two open, and you know, I mean, opponents have it very often. So, hey, March. All right, all right. They might be able to get there. I was gonna say if they had March number 2, the blue March, they could exile a blue card and target both of their Rot Priests and end the game because we're at 6 poison already. Speaking of March, I'm gonna keep a lot of this mana open and ditch the. We're gonna go. Okay, gonna do X's 4, and we're gonna try to wipe this board, guys. Rocco. 1, 2, and everything we play, we're gonna get an extra red mana from the Urabrask, so we have 3 open here. Come on, guys, let's do this. Okay, Reckless. Impulse is probably the play. We'll still have 2 mana, right? Extra red from Urabrask. March. March of the Reckless Joy. How about for 0? March of the Reckless Joy for 0. And then flip the Urabrask. Confirm 0. Flip Urabrask. Wipe their board. Should we swing first? You know what? I'm not going to swing first. I think we might be able to cheese 4 through, but I'm not 100% certain. Oh, another slip out the back. Oh, that's a pain in the butt, guys. Hey, our deck did a thing, though, here. Like, we really showed how good exiling everything could actually be. Yeah, and then they just wrap it up. Yeah, GG opponent. That is rough. Let's do this one. Wait, we're at 9. Oh, they must have something in hand then. Ah, shore up. There they go. There they go. Woo! Our deck did a really cool thing there, though, guys. So if I didn't get so hasty trying to remove the Rot Priest early on, maybe we'd still be in this. Maybe not, though. Maybe not. Worst comes to worst, they could have always slipped out the back our creatures, too, so I don't know if there was going to be an easy way out of that one. The good news is those first 2 games were really fast, so we get to showcase even more of the deck, which is fine by me, guys. I think we can get there, though. I do. I think that there's enough good stuff packed into this deck. There's at least enough cool things to keep me happy, win or lose, right? Like, there's enough cool things going on. Okay. No green source, that's fine. Reckless Impulse could help us find it. We don't need the green source. There's no Rocco in hand. Okay. You know, we actually have a turn 2 creature here. Like, this might be the best hand of the evening. Oh, except the opponent goes first now. Yeah. Great card sleeves, opponent. Very cool. All right. We're going to give it a shot and hope that... Ooh. Okay. Hello, buddy. Hello. Actually, we have an emote for that. We'll give him a little wave. All right. See, and... Is it going to be an instant counter for Pia Nalaar? That would be a shame. I think it's worth the shot. Nice. It landed, guys. I'm gonna say it could have been a Reckless Impulse instead, but Celestis, cool. Up against some control guys. Rocco would be great, but we have to be prepared for a board wipe next turn. So we're gonna look for a land off of the Reckless Impulse. And just... Nice. And just swing in with our Thopter. Cool. These new cards are really cool, guys. March of the Reckless Joy, open, not worth it. Not when we have all these extra ones. Wrenn's resolved. March is much better once the Urabrask hits the board. Because you could use it for, like, that 1 mana, exile cards from your hand, and then immediately get the mana back on the Urabrask. See, by not playing the Rocco, they might actually save the board wipe in hand. We're looking at Depopulate here. Excuse me, guys. Yeah, Depopulate is definitely board wipe to be playing around right now. I don't think they want to do it, but it depends what's in their hand. Like, if they had a Wandering Emperor, it's definitely just a pass, right? So we might actually be safe. There might not be a Wandering Emperor here. Oops. I gotta be real with you guys, I wasn't looking at the button. I don't know how long it was waiting for me there. Hopefully not too long. Okay, Celestis, nighttime. I bet they do this. Back up to 18. See what they send. Dissipate. Okay. So we kind of sort of know what we're up against. And it's going to be tough. It's going to be an uphill battle, guys. Like, so far, we're running pretty slow. This is really cool, though, man, because we could instantly hit more land off of this, play the land. Still have 2 open for the Lightning Strike. Wow, Dissipate. Okay. They go for the Dissipate on that. That makes sense. Go Wrenns. We could still use March and try to find that land. But again, I don't think that's what we do. Don't want to take damage here. Well, I guess we could since we're up against control. Swing for 4. Could Lightning Strike their face or prepare to play more next turn. They're probably going to wipe the board soon, but at least we'll have Rocco to play too. Double land! Aw, man! That's alright. Seeing the land is completely fine, and the Who Endures is great, and then we don't have to take damage to play the Rocco. Again, doesn't matter too much against control, but if we were against an aggressive deck, that would matter. I hope you guys are enjoying it so far. I know I am. These cards are really cool. I got some cool decks prepared for you for this week and the weekend. Teferi, who slows the sunset. Well, Celestis is untapped. Gonna gain 2 life again. Oh, what a pain in the butt. I wonder if we're gonna be able to get the Urabrask down next turn. Probably not. They'll have 3 open. It could be Dissipate number 3. And this deck looks like it would be the type of deck to run Make Disappear too. Yeah, 3 mana. Gonna try to... Yeah, we're gonna try to get a Thopter full swing at Teferi before we play Urabrask. How do you guys feel about that? Probably gonna be the Who Endures over the Battlefield Forge. Then again, having extra red sources definitely doesn't hurt. It's only 3 open. Alright, we're gonna go Who Endures here. Just for the sake of having the green down for next turn too, if it comes down to it, right? Alright, we're gonna go for the full swing, 5 damage at the Teferi, get it off of the board. Alright, nothing's happening, so it must be a counterspell, right? It must be. I say letting them counter Rocco is fine, and if it's a make disappear, we have 2 open. And then if they do drop the 3rd dissipate, we go Wrenn's Resolve and get prepared. Ah, see, so they let it hit. So that's sketchy. Board wipe incoming, right? Especially with all these Thopters on the board. Alright, Wrenn's Resolve. Get ready with more exiled cards. This is so cool. So once the board wipe hits, do they get to keep... Wait, let's double check. Let's try to figure this out. Each player exiles the top card of their library until your next end step. Each player may play the card exiled. They exiled this way. So if they board wipe Rocco, do they still get to play this? I think so. Oh, Silver Scrutiny. Nice. Okay, we saw a land. That's good. Ancestral Anger. Okay, now we're talking, guys. To populate. Womp womp. All right, so we'll start with Rocco. Karplusan Forest. They only have 1, guys. They only have 1 mana. As much as I want to get Rocco down, Urabrask might be the play this turn. I'm sorry, buddy. There are a lot of options in this deck. Holy cow. So if we go Rocco, play Forest, Ancestral Anger, get a card draw. Still got some burn in hand. I'm not sure if this is actually like the most optimized play, but it's a fun way to play. And we play this because it's about to go bye-bye anyways, and it gets us a card draw, and it gets us an extra counter on the Rocco as well. A lot in hand, guys. We have 2 open for the food. We have Lightning Strike and Play with Fire available. Super cool, man. Super cool. Our hand is stocked. Wrenn's Resolve. It's too bad board wipes exist. Ruining all of our fun, guys. How could they? Now this is a good time. Control decks usually give us like quite the puzzle to think about. You know what I mean? So if we save the burn for the Urabrask, like 2 dissipates down. I'd love to be able to get Urabrask on the board and start cleaning up. Jace. They're tapping out, guys. They're tapping out right now. So Urabrask could still do this. Have a ton of mana. Mills 3. So I guess we could go I guess we keep Lightning Strike. We're gonna go all to face on the opponent's turn. Each creature. So the Great Work doesn't deal damage to planeswalkers, unfortunately, but I think that's fine. Yeah, guys, they're tapped out. We gotta go. We gotta do this, man. You. Oh! God. I'm sorry, opponent. I am noobing it up right now. A little bit funny. All right, we have an extra red source here when it comes time. I guess we should play it. We should play it now. Everything to the opponent's face. Go, 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 go. Lightning Strike. Sure, we'll keep that on top. Everything to the opponent's face. Right, yeah, we do want to keep that on top, right? We go March for 1. grab the Lightning Strike and play them both, right? Yes? Or no, we probably go Wrenn's Resolve. We have March. Wrenn's Resolve. Keep the Lightning Strike that's in our hand. Urabrask number 2. Okay. Oh, you know what? We should have hit the Jace there. Probably. Because now we only have the 1. So if we go March down to 5 and down to 3, we should have Lightning Striked the Jace there, guys. We should have. I'm going to keep everything else in hand in preparation. Yeah, that didn't hit the Jace, and we should have been the ones to hit the Jace. But if they don't gain life, and if they don't have like a way for this extra burn, this might be looking pretty good for us, man. We're about to create a bunch of treasure tokens, so March could help us find even more. Invasion of Kaldheim. Hope the opponent enjoyed our deck. Can also get the other Urabrask too. Celestis, okay. Back up to 4. Yeah, they're keeping everything open. It's got to be some counter spells, right? So if we start with a Lightning Strike, see what happens. I don't know. Play with Fire. Probably start with Play with Fire, right? See what's on top of the deck too. Or do we start with Urabrask number 2, since we have so many treasure tokens and everything? Urabrask number 2, let him counter it, and then see if we just end the game with burn from over here. It's kind of crazy, man. Dissipate, yep. Okie dokies. They have 3 mana available, and they don't have double blue anymore, so Dissipate number 4 might not be it. Let's go with Play with Fire, opponent's face. See what's on top. Urabrask. Maybe we send that, actually, since we're at the point where we're just looking for burn. Still have 3 mana available. There it is. GG opponent. Yeah. GG. That was a great one, guys. Real quick, I wanna talk about this real quick. As far as control decks go, they really kind of got stuck on the land just a little bit. They still had enough to play the things out that they needed to play. You know, they had their 4 mana planeswalkers and everything fancy like that. That was untapping their land too. But overall, like, a control deck with only 5 land and a Celestis, I feel like they got stuck on their land just a little bit. But even if they didn't, I think we were really putting up a fight there. And I gotta be real with you guys, I wasn't expecting this deck to have so many options, but it makes a lot of sense. We're constantly keeping things like flowing into exile and flowing back into our hand, and just like way too many options, man. Oh my goodness. Let's go ahead and try to get one more game in. I don't know if we're going to be able to top taking out control, you know what I mean? And that was just a great showcase of the deck overall. We had Rocco on the board, we had Urabrask, we flipped Urabrask, we had the other card that cares about exile that I can't remember the name of right now. Ooh, opponent goes first here. Okay. Okay, this could be bad. This could be really bad, but I think it's worth testing. Just see what happens, you know? I think Jetmir's Garden is better than keeping a Play with Fire open here. Invasion of Kaldheim. Alright, this could be... I mean... I guess it could be mono-white mid-range, but... The Roadside Reliquary tells me it's probably the mid-range version. But Invasion sure seems like the kind of card that you run in a more aggressive style build, so it depends. They hit the Urabrask with it, huh? That's a shame. Alright, Battlefield Forge. Keep everything open. Hopefully we see more of our creatures here, but there's not too many creatures in this build, so. Okay, wedding announcement. I'm gonna Play with Fire their face for the Scry. Yeah, we're gonna send that. I'd say that was worth it over hitting a 1/1. Getting rid of a land is much more important right now, I would say. Rocco! Let's go! Okay, opponent, if you instant remove Rocco, I quit. I quit Magic. Obviously, I'm joking. We know how much removal is packed into Standard, so... Okay, Nahiri's Warcrafting. Actually, that's actually pretty funny. Because... So they played their land. Because of the exiled Urabrask, that also works with the Rocco and everything. So that's pretty neat. That's neat. I like it. So if we go Warcrafting, we're going to exile another thing too, so... Wedding announcement number 2 is pretty scary, man. That's pretty scary business. Try to find a land off the Warcrafting? I guess that's probably what we do, right? And then swing with the a big old chunky Rocco, right? A Karplusan Forest. Actually, yeah, we play the forest. We can't play anything else this turn, so check it out, guys. Check it out. Watch this. Ancestral Anger, Trample. How cool is that? 6/7 Rocco Street Chef and a bunch of food tokens. All right, Jetmir's Garden. Okay, what did they hit? Plains? They're gonna play that Plains too. They have to have removal for Rocco, right? Have to. Oh, Wandering Emperor. What are you doing, Wandering Emperor? Wait, don't you want to put a counter on a human? Oh. Oh, man. All right. So Urabrask can come down soon enough. Abrade doesn't hit the wedding festivities, unfortunately. Wandering Emperor is a pain in the butt. Can always take it out. We got enough burn here. A lot of options. I think we're gonna make sure we get that extra land down. It comes out tapped because it's a garden. We still have 2 open. So we can end up making sure we take out Wandering Emperor before they get any extra benefits from it, right? And then keeping the Abrade open to try to slow some of this down. Or even just... Because it depends where they end up swinging, right? Because they might try to swing face instead of all at the invasion. The other wedding announcement is about to flip as well. So they might go 1 at invasion and then 3 at us. Nope, 2 at invasion, yep. So they're playing it out properly. We're gonna go ahead and let those hit because we can't take out both of them. This is scary because now they're gonna start to get counters from the Light Shield array. So that's very scary business. City of the Empire was also open there, which is pretty cool. Restoration of Eiganjo. Oh man, we're in trouble. No Bank Buster to hit with the Abrade this game, which, I mean, maybe they'll play it main phase 2. Get a Bank Buster down, that would be a great target for us. Oh! Okay, I was afraid that I skipped there. Honestly, I guess I'll just use a food token. I'd rather have Urabrask down before I start spamming all this, and I don't know if picking up these 2/2s is worth it right now. Oh, I guess they're gonna be 4/4s over there though, huh? Oh, that's brutal, man. Oh, I love the Light Shield Array Edition opponent. I do. And I bet as soon as we play Urabrask, it gets picked up anyways. It's worth a shot. I think this is gonna be the opponent's, and I think getting Urabrask down would be the best way to have it not be the opponent's. So if they, for some miracle, don't find removal for it, then it might lean towards us. Because Urabrask can seriously plug a lot of damage through, especially if you're going for burn on the opponent's face. Like, it could be a Bank Buster, Roadside Reliquary turn, restock their hand because they might be feeling good with their humans. So we have first strike. So I'm going to try to hit a 3/3. Because I don't really know what's in hand. You know what? I'm just going to take it. This might actually be the style of deck that runs something crazy. And it's like I said, if they didn't find removal, then... Because, yeah, Seat of the Empire... They might run 2 Seat of the Empires, man. They might. Oh, no. Sunfall. That's rough, man. Maybe we find Urabrask number 2. We do not. You go March, try to find it. We could. March for... Just go Reckless Impulse instead, right? Because we'll still have 4 mana open here. Wrenn's Resolve, a couple of them, guys. Alright, let's go ahead and use... We have the food tokens, so we could survive. Urabrask! Alright, we're going to keep removal open. Make sure we get this down. They know we have Seat of the Empire. We're probably just going to use some food tokens to get some life back, though. Well, one of them, but we'll see. I'll tell you what, man. I'll tell you what. Gonna try to be swinging at 5 with that, but we have a Abrade, which hits artifacts, so... Oh, swinging for 7. We gotta be careful with those wedding festivities, man. We gotta be careful. Oh my. Scary business. Alright, Abrade. Destroy artifact. Very nice. Protection? Light shield? Oh crap, light shield. So the only way through would have been gaining off of food. Oh no! Good game, opponent. That's my bad, guys. So we could have stuck it out for one more turn if I would have just gained off of food. Light shield array, I completely overlooked it. 100% my fault. But I still think, I stick to it, man. I still think this was going to be leaning towards the opponents anyways. Light shield array, sacrifice creatures you control, gain hexproof and indestructible until end of turn. Honestly, Invasion of Kaldheim, just the whole addition into mono white mid-range, seems good. I like it. I don't know what you guys are seeing right now, but that was the first time I saw the invasion added to the mid-range. As far as I remember, at least. I feel like I would have remembered that. Urabrask Exile, guys. It's neat. It's cool. I like it. Standard's rough, though. There's a lot of removal, man, and keeping creatures on the board is tough. You know, we're leaning very heavily into red, so dropping some of that, going up some protection, white and green, you know, it does have protection, so you could try it, but then all of a sudden you might be messing up the mana a little bit or struggling to find the mana that you need to see at that particular moment. You know, it is a 3-color deck, and since we're leaning heavily red over here, we don't get caught up too often, especially since you know, we can try to find the other colors that we need off of Impulse, Reckless Joy, and Wrenn's Resolve. So I think we probably did see too much March of the Reckless Joy today. I'd go down to 3, but I wouldn't drop it past below 3 because, you know, I think it's gonna just work wonders once you actually get to keep an Urabrask on the board. Man, that invasion really messed with us in that last game, making the Urabrask cost 6 mana. I'll tell you what, dude. I'll tell you what, if we would have gotten this Urabrask down a little earlier, we had a bunch of mana on the board. If we could have cast it for 4, maybe we would have won. Maybe. We very well could have, because we could have done March of the Reckless Joy for 1 mana, exiled some of our red cards like that Abrade and everything, right? And seen what we've seen. I don't know. Yeah, I think that game potentially could have gone either way. If I would have given myself one more turn by not targeting with the Abrade and actually just gaining life off of the food, I'll tell you what, the food against mid-range builds might actually be pretty good. It might give you enough time to see what you need to see to set up your combo with the Urabrask and everything. I think the Pia Nalaar here is a really cool card, but I'm not sure how necessary it actually is in this particular build. Getting those extra Thopters and everything I thought was going to be a little bit more aggressive. I think it comes down to maybe just not seeing this card enough too, though. So more testing is required overall, I would say. I mean, obviously, right? I guess also overall, it's still going to be leaning towards the jank, and you pretty much got to put everything under the title jank if it's not like super ready for the standard meta, which is just ridiculously competitive. It's tough, man. It's tough. And I know a lot of you guys are having issues with standard as well. So we'll see. Yeah, standard, man. That's a thing. Like, not only did they drop this set a couple days early or something, it's weird that we're able to play with the cards right now, but they also announced the 3-year rotation, which I somehow failed to mention during this entire video. So that'll be interesting. I don't know where I stand on that right now. I guess I have mixed opinions, and that's kind of what I'm seeing from everybody. Just opinions all over the place. Some people like it, some people don't like it, and I'm probably somewhere in the middle. I have no idea, man. Guys, I hope you had as much fun with these new cards as I did. They're pretty neat, man, and I was saying it during all those matches. They're cool. Maybe they're just looking for the right deck to be broken in, and I think there are actually a lot of circumstances where they are a little bit broken once they are on the board and established. So, cool stuff, man. If you made it this far into the video, for real, y'all are champions. I super duper appreciate you, and I will see you in the next video.